What's going on, everybody? It's Sean Thatcher, Fab That Inc. As y'all know from the last video, I got this little forklift. And so I also alluded to in that last video that I had some damage to my building, and I've got to take everything that's on the left side of this building and move it away from the wall. I'm just getting as far away as I can, so I'm taking everything to the other side of the room. But this forklift is the one thing in here that I was dreading to have to do, is this metal bin. I mean, it has got, I was dreading unloading this stinking thing, because it's got, just tons of stuff. It's dreading moving it. On the other side, it had, sheet metal stuff, different sheet metal things, and it wasn't in a very good spot anyways. I couldn't hardly get to the back. I'm gonna rearrange it. But this forklift, it didn't have enough forks on it. The forks weren't long enough to go all the way under this thing and pick it up from the bottom, which is how I tried to do it first. And I was like, well, I have to get some fork extenders, or make some kind of fork extenders and stuff. And I didn't have anything laying around here to make them with. So I got to doing other stuff, and I said, well, hell, let me try picking it up from the top, because I built this thing. I built this frame rack out of an old, it was an old mobile home frame that I had scrapped out. And that's the rails off of a mobile home frame. As you can see, this is a step notch out of a S10 truck. And it's just a bunch of junk and garbage that I built this thing out of. See, that's where that thing right there is what you'd put over the axle on like a S10. But this forklift picked this sucker up from the top. And I just can't even and I moved it. It would have taken me hours and hours and hours to took everything off this thing. And I can't imagine how long it had taken me to do that. And it moved this thing in 2 seconds, had it moved out of the way. But I'm working on getting this side cleaned off. I had a bunch of stuff back through there, as y'all. I'll add it into the thing of me moving it, but I got to take all this stuff off this wall and get it all the way so this crew can come in here and repair the roof on the other side of this building. They got to get up in here and to be able to get to where they need to get to, and they couldn't do it with all this stuff sitting here. So I told them I'd have it all out of their way. Now, that being said, this situation may hinder me from doing anything out here, because everything, as you can see, everything's piled up and right in a damn gummy way. And I got a lot of shit that I still got to move, but I don't know if I can get any work done in here or not. I'm trying to put everything over as far as I can. I'm going to get this. One thing I can do is I'm going to try my damnedest while I've got all this stuff kind of out of the way, is try to get this lift in here. I got a 2-post lift laying right there. Y'all see me haul it home if you've watched a few of the other videos. I bought it used out of a home shop. It wasn't a commercial shop. It's ain't or slick out. It's super nice piece of machinery here, and I can't wait to get it up, because there again, I've never had a lift in my life. I've never had anything like that. So this is something that it's going to be, a game changer. It's going to be a game changer having this lift. But this forklift, I just can't. I just can't be happier than what I am right now with this thing. It is a hoss. Goes outside on the gravels, move stuff around outside really good. I haven't tried to say you spin the tires on it in the gravel, you're probably stuck, but until then, I'm gonna worry about that later. But I can't believe it. It just lifted that stinking thing. It made this my life so much easier. I was dreading that so much, moving that thing. Now I've got some stuff to clean up here that I'm just gonna have to do by hand. That is what it is. But see, that's the stuff that breaks you back. This is the stuff that kills you. Just imagine one, what are you going to do with it? And two, like what would you'd have to move every bit of this stuff by hand, break your damn back. I ain't getting no younger. I'm trying not to do that no more. I've done that all my life, and I'm trying to quit. Hence the forklifts. So, anyways, but I got some big pieces of metal over there that I still got to move, and the fans up there to that big ass fan company fan is over there. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna get back after it. I had to move the cars out of here, and I'm gonna try to make enough room to at least be able to pull the cars back in here. My 50 and the Volkswagen and my side by side. I mean, I got to get them back in here. I ain't gonna leave them set out in the weather. But yeah, man, I'm tickled to death. Hope this fix of this building out here don't take too long, because I'm trying to do stuff in here. So I'm not sure when they're going to be here to start on it. Well, we're still talking about all the details of it right now. But I figure while I had the evening in here, see what this forklift can do. I just got it Thursday, and today is Monday. So I dropped it off here Thursday night, left, went to work, be gone. Come back today, run a few errands, get out here in the shop early as I could, and got some stuff done. And I've moved so much. I've got so much stuff moved with this thing. It would have taken me days and days and days, if not hours and hours and hours of days and days and days to get what this thing done in 2 hours. So I've money well spent. If there's anything I can recommend you go buy, is an old junky forklift. And I'm tickled to death with it. If you can't tell by my, this is about as expressionable as I get. I'm just over the moon right now with how awesome this thing is. So I'll set the camera up here, and we'll try to keep cleaning and get this stuff done. That way I don't have to worry about it. So those guys, whenever they're able to come in here and start, they're not waiting on me. So it might be two weeks, might be a month down the road. I'm not real sure. But let me know what y'all think about this the stuff I'm doing. Leave me some messages. Make me like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'm trying. Like I say, I made that point in that last video about things that are game changers in your life. Tell me something that you think's a game changer. What did you, in your business, whatever it is that you do, what is it that you finally got something that made a huge difference in what you were doing? And yeah, all that kind of good stuff. But tell me if you like what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, you can tell me to shut the fuck up. That's cool too. If a lot of this is just me trying to get ready for this stuff. And another thing I was thinking about it the other day. How cool would it have been if there was internet and YouTube around back when your grandpa and your grandparents and stuff like that was around? What if, how cool would it be to have been able to go watch your grandmother or grandfather or great-grandfather or whatever, if that stuff was around back then? Because my grandfather, I never got to meet the man. I met, I never got to meet him. My grandmother, I never got to meet her. Things like that. Wouldn't it be cool if back then this stuff was available and they were able to make some videos and you could hear them talk and you can hear them how they think about things. And that's kind of, another reason why I think that kind of reason why I'm doing this kind of stuff is it's not that I want to be on YouTube. I'm not doing it for money. I'm not trying to get out here and make it a business. I'm doing this stuff for me, and hopefully one of these days, maybe if I ever have any grandkids or great-grandkids or hell, great-great-grandkids and the world's still spinning like it is, maybe they'll get on old YouTube and type up old great-granddad or granddad, and he can hear me shoot the shit and see what I look like, see what I sounded like, because I would sure like to know what my grandfather, how he was, and my great-grandfather. great grandmother, I'd like to know how they talked and how they, what they sounded like and how they thought about things. And you know, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool thing to know, and what they were involved in their life on a daily basis. You know, you can't have a conversation with them, but if I have a conversation with you, if I have a conversation on YouTube, and you know, somebody maybe one of these days might want to see it. So, all right, love y'all. I'm gonna keep doing this. I might get back on here later, but if I don't, like and subscribe. I appreciate all 104 of you now. And I appreciate y'all watching, hanging out with me. Love you, bye. Well, I decided to add on to this there a little bit, so I went in the house and got me a Rocky Patel. God damn, I'm getting old. Edge Toro Corojo. 6x52. I have actually had this cigar before. Pretty damn good cigar. And the last little video I did, there again, I keep forgetting to bring my punch out here with me. But I didn't do a very good job of showing what I was doing, as I do in these videos. But all I do, this is just something in case you don't have a cutter or a punch or anything like that. You can get you a little knife with a little sharp point on it. One incision there. I can't see it. A little incision there. I still didn't show it, did I? Here, look. I'm gonna make one little incision right here. I'm trying not to screw this up too bad. Just barely go in. You're just cutting that tip. And go in right there. Go in right there. And you're just making a little triangle. And you can pick the little end of it out if you want. It should fall out. Good shape. Butane Zippo. Take your little cute little band off of it. And on the inside, see if I can take this apart. Rocky Patel, original edge. It says beware of imitations. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool little band. People collect these things. I mean, I got a few. I don't particularly collect them, but it's a butane Zippo. They tell you not to light them with a normal Zippo, but I have many times and never had a problem. See, I'm not getting the blue part of that flame like right up on it. Like I'm holding it out of the. See if I can do this. See how that's not all the way lit? I don't know the science on it, but if your cigars kind of light a little funny or they light side and they burn up one side, maybe that's why, because you're not taking the time to get the. There we go. Not taking the time to get the whole thing lit up good. Maybe try it. Might be stupid. That's my theory anyways. So I went in the house and ate dinner. Threw some groceries. Got some groceries in me and showing the wife the little video of me that I made, the little time-lapse thing of me moving stuff around the shop here. And she's like, "You're having time of your life out there, ain't you?" I was like, I said, "I am having fun out there, and there's a lot of times I come out here and I do stuff and I get frustrated and aggravated and makes me think, why am I doing this? Hell, I don't have to do this shit no more, and makes me think about why I'm doing this, and I I enjoy this like I do. I mean, it's been aggravating because I'm not being able to do the stuff I want to do. I'm getting my coffee. I'm not getting to do the stuff I want to do, which is work on cool stuff and make things. And man, you let something sit, and you don't I don't have a bunch of money to throw at this place, and I'm not trying to come in here and, yeah, I could come here and throw 50, 60 grand at this place and have a contractor come in here and put all the lights in and redo all the electrical and redo all the insulation and redo all the walls and paint and everything like that and make it professional. But I don't have that kind of money to throw it to this stuff. I've always been a person that I work with what I've got. If it's junk, I work with it. I'll figure out some way to make it happen with what I've got to work with. For the most part, there's some stuff you got to have stuff, but for the most part, I try to work with what I've got, and that's what I'm going to do with this shop. For what I paid for this forklift, I mean, I think anybody could afford what I paid for this forklift. Well, maybe not anybody, but I think most people that are doing this kind of work can afford what I paid for this forklift. Now, it ain't new. It's scratched all to pieces, and there's tape all over it, and it looked the prettiest ever was. But for what I'm going to use it for what I paid for it, I mean, I'm tickled to death with it. It's like all these tools I'll show you guys when I start working on this stuff, like that old PEX toe stomp shear over there. I think I bought that out of a guy out of Richmond. A couple $100 years ago. Maybe been Irvin. I got that off a dude out of Irvin. And the big brake over there, I mean, that thing's 100 and I'd say that thing was made in the early 1900s. It's a Niagara brand. It's got square bolt heads. So if you know anything about this kind of shit, anything with square bolt heads is usually pretty old because they haven't made stuff with square bolt heads in a long time. But that old thing works great. Now it's not a finger brake, which I do have a small finger brake, which I probably ain't even ever showed that thing. But I got this from Northern Tools. It's a slip roll and a finger brake. And a shear, which is the same. It's a shear down here on the bottom, which is the same thing as what this one machine does. This one does 3 different actions. This is a slip roll on top, a finger brake, and what they're talking about when they say a finger brake, if you don't know what a finger brake is, so you can take these little fingers all come up. These little fingers here. And I've got this one off on the end down there. They all come apart and you can slide them. You take these bolts loose and you can slide them to a specific length that you need. Say if you're making making a pan out of a piece of sheet metal, you gotta cut the corners out, I've got a tool that does that. But you gotta cut the corners out, but this machine over here, you can't bend it straight up. It would only bend so far up and it would touch the other sides. And maybe when I start doing fabricating stuff in here, I'll show you why you can't use that machine why you need a finger brake also. I want to show stuff on here that's super elementary because that's where I'm at. Like, I think in my skill level right now, where I haven't been doing this in so long, I'm gonna have to do some things to freshen up, like the English wheel and stuff like that, and the planching hammer and the bead roller and some of that stuff. Like I haven't even touched it. Like I haven't even touched it in years and years and years and years. But I'm gonna start out slow when I start doing this stuff, But here's something I can see, but making something out of what you've got. I made this thing tool here sits on, this slip roll and finger brake and that the cutter there. It's sitting on this. Now, this is something that me and Chris Pollock, he used to work for me back, I want to say about 2009 or something in that range. He's gone on to do all kinds of cool shit. He's a great fabricator. But this is this is a bump stop. Let's see where I'm at. This right here. This is the bump stop for the axle. This is a frame, a frame for a 1950 Chevy truck, a stock frame that we built a new chassis for. And instead of throwing it away, I needed something to set this. I needed something to set this thing on. Well, I asked Chris. I said, "You think we can make a table out of that thing?" And he's like, "Well, I don't see why we can't." So we fabbed this thing up, and this down here is the cross member. This part right here that speed reducer's sitting on. That's what you used to attach the emergency brake cables to. That was a cross member underneath that truck, and we used it, made it happen, and oh, this stupid phone. There we go. We used that to make the table, make the thing. I make things out of what I've got. I don't like going out and always buying something new and always, spending money on stuff. And that's not how I roll. And I would never go out and buy a new forklift. I mean, it's like I won't never go out and buy a new truck. I'll buy a new wreck truck, and fix it up, have a salvage title on it, and drive it for 10 years and buy another one. That's what I do with my life, and that's how now if I had just had money in the bank and I could go, spend $100,000 on a truck, I'd like to have a new truck, but that ain't the case. That's the same thing with this thing right here, this lift. I got a good deal on it. It's used, but it's works. I watched it work in the man's shop that he had it in. Like I'd been in his shop. I seen it work. And when he told me he was going to move and needed to get rid of it, I jumped on it. Oh yeah. But what I'm trying to do, like I say in that other part, I got to get all this stuff off the walls. And one thing that I got to get off the walls here. Don't you look at this hot stuff right here? Look here. She'll die if he sees this, but look here. Took some good pictures for me there a lot years ago. And actually, that 50 truck right there in that picture, that truck right there is the frame, the original frame up underneath that truck is the frame that's sitting over there. That's what we used for that. Look here. Me and Andy and Larry. That picture right there is about destroyed. That's me before, pre-beard me. And, but all this wood right here, all this old wood, it looks kind of cool. But all this old wood came off of a project that a guy brought a flatbed truck in here and was wanting to put a big boom on it. He wanted me to put metal on the floor of it and take the wood off. So I did that. I took the wood off, put metal down, put him a big hydraulic boom on it for him. This has been years and years and years ago. Well, I kept all that wood because I thought it looked cool. Turned into this little wall right here. And this is, all this has got to come down though. Every bit of this stuff's got to come down. So I won't do that stuff tonight, but I'm just getting the stuff out of the way. I'll take all the wood off, but I'm going to try to set up a spot back here in this back corner back here, back in that corner, to have a little place to put all my memorabilia and all my cool shit, all my shit that I think is cool anyways. Y'all might think it's junk, but I think it's cool. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of something. Boing. I ain't gonna show you that yet. I'm gonna do a full video on that deal right there when it gets a little warmer. And but I'm gonna get after this. I'm gonna set this phone back up here. But I'm gonna clean this corner out, clean that corner out, get everything ready to start taking this stuff off the walls. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to this. See, I got an all day project away from home tomorrow. I got a catering stuff to do tomorrow. I'll be gone all day. And I might get Wednesday in here, maybe, if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, I'll get Wednesday in here. If I do that, I'm gonna try to get all this stuff tore down. Get all this stuff off the walls. Get all this OSB took off the walls and get it ready for what those guys got to do. Like I say, I don't want to spend the money on it, but the building's falling down, so I have to do something about it. So, all right, I'm gonna set this camera up in case y'all want to watch it. If you don't, fucking turn it off. And I'm doing this for me. I ain't doing this for nobody else. I ain't doing it to get paid by YouTube. And if I do one of these days, cool. If I don't, I'm not doing it for that. I told y'all earlier in this video why I'm doing this, and that's the only reason I'm doing it. And I think it's I'm having a good time with it so far. So give me a few minutes and I'll get some more time-lapse stuff in here so you don't have to watch me struggle moving this stuff around by myself. And but it'll look like I done it in 20 seconds. So, all right. And go get you a good cigar. And you can watch the rest of this video. All right, guys, here's something y'all haven't seen yet. So, several videos back, I was talking about all the shit I had like laid up here and behind the garage and behind the shop in the weeds, and weeds growed up around them. And well, I drug this down with the side-by-side, or might have drug it down with my old blue Dodge I used to have. But it's a frame table, and an old frame that I'd started on. This is for an S10 that I was doing, but it's on this frame jig backwards. This is actually built. Me and Chris Pollock built this thing again when he was working for me to do S10 chassis on specifically. So all the markings on it and all the mounts on it are to build S10 chassis on this thing. So, but right now this frame that's on here is just sitting on here backwards because that's the front part up right there needs to be right here on top of this right there. So yeah, so I drug it in here with the forklift, still doing excellent. Now let me show you something else. That little puddle of oil over there was from that other one. I was mucking with it earlier. It's got a little small hydraulic leak. This one here, I've drove this thing around all over the shop. All over the shop. There ain't a drop of oil nowhere on this shop floor. And it don't leak. It don't use no oil that I've seen yet. Not today's first day I've run it. But I keep checking the oil every little bit and just to make sure it ain't doing anything crazy, because I just got it and I'm trying to learn it. But man, I couldn't be happy with my purchase here as of this point. It might catch on fire and blow up tomorrow. I don't know. But I got that thing in here, got it out of the driveway. It's been actually in my driveway, in my parking lot, in the way. Drug it in here. You might have seen me pick these things up, these blocks here. Those come from somewhere. I think that one of the mines I was working at some point, these blue blocks here. One of these things, they were building something. It's just, they did not using them. And I had 4 of them, and this is what I intended to do with this thing. You just set it on the floor, and we just build everything off this chassis, off this table here, off the floor. I was gonna put it up on these things, and I'm gonna put some stands in the middle. That way it don't sag in the middle or nothing. And I don't think it will. It's made out of good thick metal, so I don't think it's gonna sag or nothing. But just in case it does, I'll put some bracing under there. But yeah, this is something that you guys haven't seen. It needs cleaned up. I mean, look, I'll show you. This will prove some of this shit that I ain't lying, and I've had this shit sitting around here for years. This thing's got moss and grass and shit growing on it. I mean, you can't fake that shit. I mean, I literally drug this shit out of the weeds, you know, over the summer, and I drug it around the front of the shop, and it's been right in front of the shop, right in my way all the whole summer. So, but I didn't have no way of getting it in here. Like, I can only pull it in here so far with the side by side and drive back over top of it, and you know, be in the way. But, anyways, I want to show you all that. But I'm gonna end this. I've got some more stuff I'm gonna do in here. Like I've got this hydraulic tube benders, a little swag. Got one of the swag hydraulic brackets on it, and like shit like this. I'm never gonna use that for nothing. Look, this bolt. Like, why do I keep this shit? Like, there's no earthly reason. Like, that's some kind of a guard off of a compressor or some kind of shit. I don't even know what that's even for. It's not a compressor that I have. Why do I keep that kind of stuff? Let me know if you guys keep it. Let me know if you guys are metal hoarders like I am. But I'm going to end this. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week, great month, great year, and a great life. And get out and do something that you enjoy doing. No matter if you have time for it or not, make time. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one.